Wow. Nothing's really happened in your life since we last filmed.
I don't understand. It's like just been the weirdest break that we've had from the CouRage Nadeshot Show. I was trying to think of a good analogy, get some laughs out of you. I never really get many laughs out of you as it is.
I always laugh.
Yeah, but I can tell the difference between your YouTube laugh and big old... Yeah.
Yo, that was funny as shit.
Actually, the back end of that is sounding pretty convincing.
Yeah.
You're getting better at it.
Thank you. It's what filming React video to TikTok Reacts does to you. It eats your soul.
You and SSSniperwolf, dude. You gonna dox anybody soon, too?
Y'all want Nadeshot's address? It's beep.
Yo, with how long she's been in the gaming community, that was a wild side quest she went on.
The best part is Legion messages me with that whole thing going on and goes, yo, remember when we were at Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Champs and we were in a hotel room and SSSniperwolf asked us to be in her video and wanted us two to be shirtless in the bathroom together?
Oh my God.
Dead serious. Swear on already happened. And I was like, dude, that is, it was my first ever casting event. And I was like, our first ever COD Champs casting. I was like, I think we're going to pass. I still feel like I have a career ahead of me.
You want to be a bear for the day?
No, not for that day. And I guess thankfully I didn't.
Yo, listen, I don't know the ins and outs of that situation with SSSniperwolf. Anytime doxing, I feel like doxing is like more of a word that you just can't, you don't say on the internet anymore.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's like S tier word, you don't say it. And then all of a sudden, I mean, she's been on YouTube for so long, and beyond the drama and the seriousness of doxing another YouTuber, SSSniperwolf was just low key, like disappeared out of the Call of Duty community and went and made a bag. I mean, hundreds of millions of views every month.
Yeah. Just
doing React content, these crazy, just for anybody that was around at those like 2012, 2013 days, it just, it was the biggest left turn I've ever seen. She went off the grid and just...
It's actually crazy. And now, what, 30 plus million subscribers?
I wonder how long they'll disable her monetization for. They said it was like a temporary suspension.
I mean, these next 2 months are not the months you want it to be disabled.
No, so. Q4 that's game day.
So I guess she'll just have to deal with only making, $15 to $20 million this year instead of 25 million. Hope she'll be okay.
Damn. How would she survive?
I know how she should survive. With the light, crisp, refreshing taste of Heineken Silver.
Oh my God.
Now with only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories, it's a world-class light beer that has all the taste with no bitter endings. It's like trying to hit a hole-in-one in golf without dealing with bad weather. What? Heineken Silver is unlike other light beers you've tried because it delivers on taste, so try some new, crisp, and refreshing Heineken Silver today. Must be 21 plus. No purchase necessary.
No purchase necessary. If you have mesothelioma. Heineken Silver made me feel at home. Standing up on that tee box with so many people, not even on the stream watching from home. It was more the fact that I had like 25 people from 100 Thieves in this production company with a truck in the parking lot, like a full-fledged NFL Sunday football truck. I'd never seen anything like it.
Dude.
I just felt like I was on an island, and all of a sudden, in between each golf shot, I'm like, oh, there's like dead air and dead time that I need to fill for the next 8 hours. Then I saw the fridge behind me with Heineken Silver, and I just knew that everything was going to be okay.
You knew you were going to be all right. Man, I got to tell you, that was a top 5 day for me in 100 Thieves history.
Holy cow.
I sent a handful of texts after. I was enjoying reading all the positive sentiment online. I mean, thank goodness you clutched that shit.
Yeah, let's
thank
go.
goodness. I mean, that's got to be the coolest athletic moment for you in your life. There's not many other athletic achievements, I don't think, in the Nadeshot Armory.
I don't appreciate that assumption, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What assumption?
No, that's you're valid. You're valid on that. It was absolutely the wildest sports experience I've ever had. For me, going into the event, we had been talking about this for like 6 to 12 months.
Yep.
I randomly came into the office and was talking to one of our leadership meetings that we do every Monday. And I said to Jen, our chief content officer, like, why don't we just do this? There's been, I feel like I'm kind of crazy too, because even leading up to the event, when I started promoting it, about 48 hours before, I was talking about this prompt and this meme post that's just been spread all around the golf, Instagram, social media community. And I don't know, maybe I saw it more than everybody else because nobody was like, yeah, dude, we've seen that so many times. Like, somebody definitely needs to try this. But that's really where it all just stemmed from. And Jen and the entire 100 Thieves production team, they gave us a world-class experience. You know, it's not easy even to connect the dots to find like a production company that could handle that type of responsibility. And even into the planning phase, I never expected it to be as polished as it actually was. I mean, that TrackMan system, you know, they have TrackMan all over the golf world now. People use it for lessons. People use it at the range.
Yep.
They use it on broadcast, obviously, for the actual PGA events. But, man, they were on point. Just the camera changes and swaps with the TrackMan being, like, seamlessly blended in. I was just taken back. And I don't even think I got to appreciate it as well as I ended up, because I wasn't able to watch it, you know, while we were streaming. But I went home and kicked it on. It was just unbelievable. So yeah, just going back to the shot itself, you know, going into the event, I didn't actually think we were going to hole out. I mean, for whatever reason, after you break the seal and get your first hole in one, it's maybe you're not even capable of doing it again. But every shot that you take, and when you step up to a par 3, you're like, dude, I think we can hole out. You know what I mean?
100%.
And I was just so lucky to have 2 hole outs within 3 months of each other. And then after that, I've just been chasing that dope this entire time. So to get it done in under a bucket was pretty just incredible.
Well, I found it really funny because there was a lot of Nadeshot fans who are watching who aren't golf fans. There was a lot of golf fans who are watching who definitely know who you are and are less diehard fans, but we're like, oh, I love golf. I want to see if Nadeshot can do it. So those people knew how insane it was. But I was laughing because even for me, I'm going, you know, it's really impressive. But at the same time, I guess he just took 79 straight shots. Like, wow. But then when you end the day, when there's other, I think you'd say even better golfers than you there hitting.
Absolutely.
And we end the day at almost 800 balls and no other hole in one. I think by the end of the day, the Nadeshot fans who don't watch golf begin to go, oh, damn, what Matt did was actually crazy to even get one.
Dude, and, you know, I swear, you know, hand on the Bible, I didn't realize the reaction that would come from actually holing out, because for whatever reason, with the expectation that it probably wouldn't happen, I didn't even think about it. 79 attempts to me sounds like a lot in a vacuum. You know what I mean? But for the situation, really wasn't all that much. And so when I saw it just get posted by Foreplay and all these, the Nuclear Golf, all these different accounts, and then get picked up by Golf Digest and everything, I was just,
that was sick.
Probably one of the best days of my life, not even just sports experience. I really wanted Rich to hole out in the last 30 minutes. I mean, he was so dialed in on distance, and
that was so cool, man.
The seal's going to break one day for him.
Yeah.
But just incredible.
I loved how during Rich's segment, which was probably my second favorite part of the day, was just watching him go to work. Was the fact that production just said, at this point, why are we even showing the swings? Because the trajectory, every ball is landing within 10 feet of the hole.
Yeah.
And they just kept it on the green, and you just watched it would just stick wherever it was going or roll back right into it. And oh man, the fact that he had that one shot, that if the ball was one ball length over, it was in.
Yeah, it was, and that's just what Rich does, man. Like I was worried because even when I got there, every time that I have to play golf in front of other people, which it doesn't happen as much anymore on the course if I get paired up with random groups or going back to the pro-ams. You know, I've just played enough golf now where there aren't too many nerves. But when I got to the first tee box and they had me take some practice swings before the stream started to calibrate the TrackMan, I'm like, holy shit, dude, I might have the shanks. Like, nothing feels right.
Oh, God.
But then after that, found the rhythm. And that's sort of what happened to Rich. You know, his first, 20 balls that he was hitting before we went and took a break and had the green cleared and everything, just his first 20 swings, I could just tell that the wheels were spinning in his head. You know, he was chunking shots. Yeah. He was blocking them out right. But once he found that rhythm, and that's what going and looking ahead to next year, I feel like we'll have a much better idea of how to format it. I would love for everybody to have an hour of just uninterrupted time, and then guests just start coming piled up on top of each other at this year. So I think we can really optimize it so that anybody that shows up, because I'm sure the net has been cast even wider. You know, we had reached out to a couple people, and even in the planning process, they were asking me like, who do you want to have on? And I told them, I'm like, if I'm speaking frankly, I don't really want that many guests because I know I can hit balls for hours and hours on end. But I'm glad that we had reinforcements and familiar faces. But I'm excited to see, people like Tim or Doc come out.
That'd be so fun.
Max Homa and a bunch of other professional golfers were even posted on my Instagram account and everything. So I think if we do it again next year, if we get the green light, it'll be even better than it was this past.
I mean, that was my thing. When I got there and saw just how much fun everyone else was having hitting. Look, I am just getting over this ankle. I know I'm not sitting here. I'm not trying to take up people's time with hits. So I took a few, gave the stream the look at my swing, took the Lexus shot, and I said, hey guys, I'm going to sit here, have these chicken tenders, and just enjoy my time being here.
Oh,
and
brother.
It was the best.
And for what it's worth, you know what? With you just recently breaking your ankle, but even then, not really playing much golf in your life. I know you always have these great stories about your grandpa was a scratch golfer, and you wanted to pick it up. And you and Mason got into it for a couple months there. Then some injuries came. I know how it goes, but your swing looked good. Like, I'm not, no lip service. Your swing looks functional. And once we get past those just misses that you have, I actually think you could be a pretty good player if you end up pursuing. I don't know how you feel about golf nowadays after the golf cart incident, but
no, I got on my first golf cart again.
Proud of you,
and it was good.
You conquered your fear.
I did, and no flip this time, thankfully. But no, it better happen again next year. If you watched it, make sure to go share, especially with AT&T. Let them know how much fun you had, because of all the sponsored things I've done and been part of in my life, was, in my opinion, one of the most successful successful experiences. Authentic, real, clippable.
I mean, it says a lot too. It's like, when I think about, I told this to Haley, and this might sound pretty ignorant of me, the fact that we haven't talked about it more behind closed doors, but 100 Thieves never really done live productions besides the Cash App Uno tournament. And that was during the Super Bowl, and we had a lot of money on the line, a lot of guests, so it's pretty easy for that to travel across the internet and have people tune in. And that was when, you and Ray, and it just felt like in that moment, the gaming community was so ravenous and so engaged. So we had a ton of success with the Uno tournament. And then obviously now with the golf live program, it was just the feedback that I had. I had a constant drip of dopamine for the next 48 hours because of how nice everybody was and how encouraging they were to see it again next year. And it just made me, when I was talking to Haley in bed, I'm like, the proof is kind of in the pudding. Why haven't we done more live broadcasting? Like, why haven't we sort of pushed the limits of what we deliver from a content perspective? And, there's a whole conversation. I've been seeing people on our subreddit talk about 100 Thieves content, and I think that's actually a very nuanced problem, not even from 100 Thieves being able to deliver good content. It's really more so the industry and what esports is today. A lot of people just think like, oh, you need to make better content. And I'd sit there and rack my brain. I'm like, yeah, I agree some of the things that we've done have become redundant or monotonous or whatnot. But when you really get down to the nitty gritty and try to ideate around what type of content you could make that would be successful, it's a very narrow window or a very small net that you can cast. The second time I've used that analogy, but it works here. So I want to talk about 100 Thieves content. We don't need to do that today. But regardless, maybe more live broadcasting that come from 100 Thieves. I just think, too, for creators that are a part of the brand, it's so much more fun when you're put in a setting that you're not typically a part of or you couldn't do on your own, or something that we've already done at 100 Thieves, like the challenge videos and all this, that, the other. But I'm really excited to see what fruit bears from this tree we have blossoming in the future.
It definitely got my brain going too. I'm like, what can we do more of with that? I think it's something that's easy to get people excited about. Even with that day, with Fortnite season coming out, Call of Duty coming out, Q4, going, it's ramp up time. It's time to go if you're a creator. And so I was looking at my schedule, and even that morning I was shooting the stuff for the Fortnite thing in my backyard, and I was like, all right, let's head on over there. And I already knew I had a busy rest of the day. So I was like, I'll go for a couple hours. The moment I got there, I'm like, I'm not leaving this thing until the end. I know Mason was the same way. Mason was like, got there bright and early, And next thing you know, it's a lot for Mason to be like, I'm not streaming.
Yeah.
And then he stayed the whole day, and it was just so much fun.
I got the most heartwarming text from Mason.
Oh, yeah?
Symphony's pretty soft-spoken. He doesn't text a lot. And the one time where I texted him, because we had a conversation, I asked him about his mouse and his mouse pad that he was using some months back when I really got into the thick of it with Valorant. And he gave me some great information. And then when I finally got all the products in and started testing and trying stuff out, I wanted to ask him more questions, and he never texted me back. And I sat there and realized, I'm like, this is how it feels, dude. Like, I am so bad at texting. And the shoe was on the other foot that day. But after the event, and the reason why I tell this whole story, he said, thanks for having me on today and congrats on the hole-in-one. That was the most fun I've had at an in-person event. I feel like everyone there and all the viewers had a great time. Makes me want to golf again with a bunch of emojis. And I've just never had Mason like go out of his way to send you a text about how he's feeling, pretty closed off individual. When you hang out with him, you know how it is. You live with him, but he's just not like a very outwardly emotional person. So that was like a very great text to receive.
Our little boy's growing up.
Very mature.
Very mature. He's getting there.
I'm like, oh, Mason, we are friends. Let's go.
Yeah. No, he was beaming the whole car ride home. I'm driving, and all I hear in like the passenger seat is this clip of this one shot. Your hole-in-one clip. The moment where I mess up my Lexus shot, I make the kill him the duck joke. Like he just was, and he was, this was so. He was like a kid on Christmas. It was awesome.
I think Rich's moment kind of overshadowed his, but Mason probably had the second closest shot to really dropping a hole-in-one. Chat says it hit the pin. I'm not sure, but it was right next to the cup.
It was right there.
All right, Jack. I mean, we talked all about me and the hole-in-one challenge and what 100 Thieves been up to. It's a pretty big week. I keep seeing all these tweets.
Bro, okay.
The content machine has been churning, brother.
The content machine never stops, but I mean, is really the transition here going to talk about Fortnite Chapter 1 returning, or we have not talked about the fact that since you last did a podcast, you're having a child?
Oh, fuck.
I mean, we have to cover that.
Oh, man.
We have to talk about that.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, thank goodness.
I didn't realize it. I didn't even realize that.
Thank goodness Haley is very pregnant, or else she would have gone there, and if you gave her 79 balls, she would have gotten a hole-in-one knowing Haley.
Haley's got a great swing.
Yeah.
Man. I can't wait for people to see it more. Haley's like 8 months pregnant now, and she keeps asking me to go golfing on the weekend. I'm like, honey.
You take a swing too hard.
Yeah, what the? How does that work? Doesn't your belly get in the way? Because she's very pregnant. But yeah. Man, the last 2 months, I know I've been sort of off the grid when it comes to the podcast. I know some people might think that it's because of Valorant, and like 95% of it is true, but just been having things going on with the family, with, the baby on the way, been just sort of overwhelmed and sort of, I mean, dude, you've hid back in my dungeon for a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. You had probably 3 of life's biggest moments in a 14-month window of buying a home, getting married, and now having a baby on the way.
Yeah, no complaints, but we definitely
80% speed run.
Stormed the beaches on this one, brother.
Damn, bro.
Very quick, very quick. But
you and Haley are both very mature people. That Haley's been ready to have a baby since she was 20 years old. So now that it's baby time, she's locked in. This is like her Super Bowl. She's like LeBron with the chalk right now.
Oh, yo, dead ass. I mean, brother, every day when I come home, so when your wife gets pregnant and you get married in the same year, I promise you this, there is no shortage of conversations that can be had about both of those things. And you know what? I'm so, in a lot of ways, I was really happy that the wedding was finally over because you could just see the most visceral evolution of Haley's thought process. It was like the dime just dropped. We dropped on a dime after the first day post wedding. She was just full baby mode. Because I definitely think it was the pregnancy wasn't. I wouldn't say it was unplanned or planned. It was kind of somewhere in the middle. That week, we actually had an appointment to go to a fertility clinic because Haley had found out that she had cysts on her ovaries. It's something that a lot of women actually deal with that I didn't know about, called PCOS.
Yep.
And the gynecologist basically told her, like, hey, there's a pretty good chance that you won't be able to have and conceive a baby naturally. So we were going to get just our first orientation with a fertility clinic out here to see what our options were, make sure she still had healthy eggs, because that happens sometimes if a girl's on birth control for too long. You never really know how things are going to shake out. But I'll spare the boys the details beyond that. And we found out she was pregnant, and it was tough because for me, prior to Haley, I never had planned on having children. It just I'm a pretty weird guy when it comes to how I spend my time and how my brain operates, and just the idea and responsibility of having a child seemed like pretty overwhelming. But as you get older, your brain and the way that it searches for happiness and fulfillment definitely changes. So I was really excited about the idea of us having kids, but we found out, and the wedding we were in, we were basically like at the 11th hour of the wedding, and Haley had been busting her ass for like a year, just going to the gym every single day, healthy eating and dieting. And so like I can see the wheels turning in her head where she's conflicted, like, fuck, I just spent the last 8 months of my life planning this wedding, and I'm happy, I'm excited to have a baby on the way, but holy shit, it would have been nice to like have a baby on the honeymoon, that's when we get down to business. But you never know. Like, it's like blessings sort of hit you in the face when you're least expecting it. So now that the wedding's over, Haley is starting to nest. We've got all of our travel done for the year, and we've just been getting the nursery ready. I've got a big unboxing I need to do because we installed a chair already, and we got the crib and all the bells and whistles, but now we got to open up like 1,000 boxes from the baby shower that our incredible friends had gifted us, and really just polish the whole thing off and get ready for little Gracie in January.
Dude, it's actually crazy.
Wild, man.
It's so wild.
Dude, I've really, like, my late night thoughts. You don't, for a man, when your wife gets pregnant, it's like an oh shit moment, but you don't have to sit there every single day with like a living creature like growing inside of your womb. You know what I mean? So, you just don't have the same experience, and you're not as, I wouldn't say invested, but the biological instinct, I think, that Haley experiences every day, where there's not like a moment that goes by where she's not thinking about the baby. Sometimes, like, I'll come home like, holy fuck, you're pregnant. you know what I mean?
Like, damn.
And then she reminds me real quick, if I don't see her belly, it's asking some question or planning some class or whatever.
Well, isn't that basically the whole conversation? Is it really hits you as a man when you hold your baby for the first time? People mention like skin to skin contact on that first moment, because it's like the instinctual part. It's like, honey, you did your job. Now it's my turn.
Yeah, brother. I'm so curious. I've asked like a couple people that have kids that I know. I'm like, yo, what's the rub, dude? Give me your honest answer. Was there really like, like a divine intervention moment where you just instinct kicks in? You're like, that's my boy. That's my boy. A little Goblet of Fire reference. Probably not the right time to bring that one up, because that was all about his Cedric Diggory passing away in the middle of the Tri-Wizard Cup.
There he is.
That's my boy. But I just really, I'm so curious about the skin to skin and when it's going to finally kick in for me. But man, it's just wild to me that we're going to have like a human being that's just going to be living with us for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? It's like, I just wonder what she's going to look like. What is she going to be like? I know we're going to have a lot of influence on that, but the biggest thing that I'm excited about, it's like right now we've got fall weather, the holidays are on the horizon, and I'm like, can you imagine? I remember it so vividly. Can you imagine showing like an 8-year-old kid Harry Potter for the first time?
Oh, dude,
and then we watch Con Air.
If there's one thing, or Goodfellas.
Nicolas Cage in his prime.
What? I can't even imagine
National
the amount
Treasure's
of
gonna be
movies
like a
you're going to
fucking
make
holiday.
Gracie watch. You're going to have that shit regimented. Like, she's going to go to class at 9 years old and be like, yeah, I just watched The Godfather.
Yo, brother. She's going to get a crash course. And I'll tell you this.
2 crayons for one. I've got an offer you can't refuse.
Haley and I went on a walk yesterday, and I'm like, honey, I was... Because I have this And I know I'm talking a lot about me. We're going to get to Fortnite.
Bro,
What's been going on, Jack's
Fortnite,
life?
yeah. Let's go talk about fucking Fortnite.
Well,
for sure, guys. Stay tuned, guys. After this ad, we'll get into Fortnite Chapter 1.
It's gonna bleed into what I have to say, though. Actually, we're gonna these things are gonna intersect. So, you know, in the last year, I feel like you and I and Joe, included on the other podcasts, have talked quite a bit about how wild the internet can be and how turbulent and volatile it can be, especially for children. And it's crazy to me as somebody who grew up on the internet where I'm now sitting, I really do think that the internet needs to be regulated in some way or another. I'm not saying the government should do it because that would be just an absolute nightmare. But, you know, there's security tools and every provider, whether it's a streaming platform or Apple TV as a platform, they all have like parental controls. But, you know, kids that grow up on, they know how to get around all this. But for me, I just wasn't sure if we're going to be like giving her an iPad when she's young just because we're lazy and don't want to have to worry about it. All these things that you really start thinking about now that it's almost here. But I'm probably going to walk back on all of it and maybe have her aim training when she's like 4 years old.
Oh, no, she's got no choice.
No bullshit. I'm being dead serious.
Other little girls are going to have like ballerina and dance class. You're going to be like, honey, I'm not going to hear it. You have golf lessons into aim trainer. And then we watch King Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's 4 years old.
No, but for me, I'm like hand-eye coordination. Yeah, I know it's a different type, but it bleeds through to everything. Haley's got all the gymnastics and stereotypical like little girl activities planned, and she's definitely going to do those. But I really do think that I'm going to have the best human experience, or what is it? Not experience. I'm basically going to test, like, if I hardwire this girl to be just a demon with a mouse in her hand, like, what will she become? I don't want her in any of these.
If she's already
in a Valorant lobby, comms her off. She ain't talking to fucking nobody. And then when it's like 12-11 and she clutches up, she's got like 35 kills. She's already a higher rank than me. I'm going to have her turn that mic back on and start fucking cooking everybody, dude. I'm going to come in over the head top, add every single one of them.
It's like the opposite of when you were in the Call of Duty lobbies growing up and you have like, well, you didn't have this because you're definitely better than your brother, but you call on your big brother to come beat the guy that talked trash in the lobby. Now it's completely flipped for you where you're the dad who has his 8-year-old daughter just slaying out. And you're like, yeah, take that. That's my child.
I think my shit talk will be a little more elevated than that. But
well, I'm trying to be
absolutely.
PG. She might watch this podcast.
Headphones, Gracie, headphones. You little.
Selfishly, I'm hyped too because this means I get another viewer in like 5 years. Like,
nah, brother.
She's gonna have 30 Fortnite fashion shows.
You went too far at that.
You're gonna be so mad the day that you walk in your living room and you hear a Nick A30 CouRage JD Fortnite fashion show.
Oh my god, brother!
On chapter 9 of Fortnite, and I'm like, gray hair, and my background is just me in fucking Tahiti because these shits are still hitting.
No, listen, brother, I'm taking her out to the wilderness if I ever hear. Actually, no, you'd be a good influence.
No, but for real though, when this family channel gets going, because I know we got to talk some content with that because we got to lock it in here.
Oh, brother.
You need once a month Gracie Day where she plans. You go, Gracie, what do you want to do? And she goes, I want to go do this, and you just have to go do it and film the experience too. Have me come babysit. I was once CPR certified. It's expired, but I know that with babies you have to like hold them on your arm like this way to do CPR. So I can
can't
protect
even
her.
fact check you on that because I just learned like 5 days ago that babies can't drink water for the first 6 months.
That's one of those things that when that's
I would have
brought
gave
up,
her a sippy cup with like just 6 filtered H2O goodness.
A little Voss action.
Would have killed her.
Damn.
What the fuck is going on where a baby can't drink water? 6 months.
That's kind of crazy. They got to evolve. What are those motherfuckers doing? Like, how can you not drink water?
But I'm down for you to babysit.
Dude, that would be so much fun. Imagine me and
Uncle
Mason
Jack
babysitting. Mason be like, oh, dude, I'm not touching her. She washed her hands.
I mean, children historically are breeding grounds for coldness and home invasion. Apparently, I'm just going to get sick like every...
Oh, yeah, no, you're done for.
Every 3 months.
Oh, you're done for. You know, the other night...
see some dads in here shaking their head, nodding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Wex has been permanently sick for the last year.
Micah, too, yeah.
Y'all are done for.
Fuck.
I made Mason a drink the other night that I didn't touch the ice, did the whole thing, hand him the drink, put a lime in it. I can't drink this. Why? You touched the lime. I touched the back of the lime.
Was it an alcoholic drink?
Yeah.
Well, the alcohol's just going to kill it.
He was like, thanks for making it, but I can't drink this. You know that. I was so annoyed because I touched the lime. I washed my hands right before, but because my fingers touched it.
You should not. That's ridiculous, but you're a hypochondriac as well, and I'm too. So we shouldn't throw stones if we live in a glass house. I think Mason's going to be literally a bubble boy because it's only get worse when you get older and you get more in tune with your own mortality.
You know that he's been working on his license.
I've heard whispers.
If you ask him and say, hey, you getting your license? He goes, yeah, I drove 55 4 times on the highway in Texas. That's what he says. I drove 55 4 times.
Honestly, that don't even count because they got like 12 lanes.
55 in Texas is like you're going 20.
Yeah. Oh, my brother is in a school zone at that point.
Yeah. What? I don't know. You know what? I don't know.
You should learn how to drive in LA because once you can drive in LA, you can drive anywhere.
You're good.
Maybe not in like India, but
yeah, that shit gets crazy over there.
I'm excited for Mason. India. But yeah, the family channel is definitely gonna be on the docket for when Gracie gets here. You know, I see all these people, celebrities, and I actually like what Casey did because he always filmed his videos with like Franny and his kids. I think that was her name. I used to watch the vlogs every day. Francine, but he would always just have the back of their heads. But then you have like celebrities that like will post photos of their kids, but then blur their face out. I'm like, you know what? Maybe my mind will change like once we get there, but dude, there's no way these kids are going to grow up and not have photos of themselves on the internet. Like what's the worst thing that could happen? I mean, yeah, we're denying them the ability to agree to it, but like if my kid's anything like me, she'll be like, thank God, Dad, that you put me in these videos.
True.
I'm gonna pick her up upside down, like shaking her like a fucking piggy bank. Like, hey,
bro,
you thought you had a blind trust? Turns out I'm legally blind of taking care of my children for the future. I'm still. I already know. I'm gonna steal all their cash.
There's gonna be 12 mid rolls on that baby born video.
Dude, Haley's all up in her fucking. Her mom came in for the baby shower, and casually at dinner, her mom was like, "Yeah, I'm putting all my entire estate in Gracie's name." And I see Haley look over at me, and she's like, "Oh fuck,
that's crazy."
And I'm like, "Yeah, honey, maybe we shouldn't have had kids. Like, this is your fault. You let me in."
Wow, yeah, that's
these are totally. We're totally joking, by the way.
Yeah.
As soon as Gracie's here, it's not about me anymore. I got kids asking me in chat, like, yo, can you buy me a monitor? I'm like, well, first of all, I wasn't going to do it even beforehand, but now I got the best excuse ever.
I got a baby to pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
You were making a lot of Uncle Jack's going to pay for her tuition jokes.
I'm going to keep making them.
Okay. I'm really starting to feel like those are like your real honest thoughts.
Brother, we're on two different trajectories right now. By the time that she's 18, I won't fuck with you at all if you don't lean in and help some. Oh my God. You know how much money you're going to have?
What are you talking? What about my hopeful children one day?
Trust me, you got enough.
No, I already got the family. It's out there somewhere. My channel's set up and ready to go. I got 2 editors waiting for the first footage. Imagine that day that first footage hits the drive. Woo.
Haley, her expectation, like my brother and my dad have like very striking blue eyes, right? And then Haley's got these gorgeous hazel eyes that change color throughout the day. It's unbelievable. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to have that's like DLC brown, shit brown,
like a microtransaction?
Haley thinks, and let me just put the cherry on top on this one. Our best friends who we introduced that are now pregnant at the same time as us, Rich and Ellen, they are like, if they went as Halloween as Ken and Barbie, like I think people would actually think it's Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. Like they're both beautiful human beings.
They are.
Both have blue eyes. And I'm sitting here like, okay, we thought we were having a boy, we're having a girl. And now our best friends are having a boy who's just going to be walking the earth, just judging everybody for how ugly they are. Like probably won't even look Gracie in the eyes. And Haley has some hope that we're going to have a baby girl with blue eyes. I'm like, I got bad news for you. That baby's coming out. There's no shot she doesn't have dark brown eyes. She's going to be disappointed.
Gracie is going to be an absolutely beautiful child no matter what color her eyes are. as her uncle, I'm here to protect her on this earth as well.
Yes, of course. I know all this. I'm just,
It's actually sick, though, how many friends she immediately spawns in with. Ryan's children, other friends of Haley's that have already had children.
Yeah. And
she's going to have a little army already.
Oh, yeah.
And with Rich having a boy, Ryan already having 2 boys.
My sister has 4 kids. My brother has 2 kids that they just spawned in as well.
Her birthday party is going to be an exclusive invite to get because there's going to be a lot of them that are already invites.
It creeps up on you quick. All of a sudden you're like, holy fuck, everybody's got kids and now I'm having one. Like, oh wait, I'm old. These Valorant lobbies aren't helping, dude.
No. You are old.
I was in a rank game the other day and we lost Pistol, we lost Eco, we lost Bonus. We were down 3-0. I was getting pissed on. Instalock Reyna just getting absolutely turned on. One of the kids on the other team starts just jawing off. And I'm like, dude, I'm 31 years old. I got a baby on the way. I've only been playing this game for 3 months, dude. You need to cut me some slack. This guy quit on the spot. Never came back.
On the other team?
On our team.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like a 14-year-old squeaker.
Oh, I thought you said he was on the other team.
I think his parents heard him like, you need to get away from that weird man right now. Turn off that Xbox.
Do you always play with boys this age clip from that I had?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Hey, life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all good. They'll get old too.
True.
All these kids, they make fun of you for being in your 30s, even your late 20s. If you're old, if you're in your mid-20s playing Valorant, you're old. And I'm telling you, the page is going to turn. It's going to fly by, and all of a sudden, all the shit you were talking, you're like, wait, I'm the old guy now. Happens just seamlessly. You don't see it coming.
Time's a scary thing.
Can we talk about Fortnite now?
Well, I was going to say, you going to play any COD? That's what I was going to ask.
Okay.
Are you planning on playing any COD? Just because you've been talking a lot about Valorant, you got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
I mean, typically, hype for a lot of people each year is Nadeshot hopping on the new Call of Duty.
Yes, I've been trying to temper people's expectations because everybody's frustrated that I didn't get on the beta. Listen, I'm not one to play betas. I know what it's going to be. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Come on. So people have just been asking if I'm going to jump on. I am going to spend every waking moment that I have available to me trying to get as high into Immortal as I can in the next 2 weeks. But yes, once MWIII arrives on our doorsteps, I will be taking the deep dive into controller once again. I was just holding on to your PC scuff, which is like brand new. It actually felt really good.
Thank you.
But we've even joked around with me, Embo's methods, and Scump, like scrimming every day and shit like that.
God,
we'll see. I still got some things to figure out on the back end, make sure that everybody at 100 Thieves understands that I'm going to spend some more time streaming over the next couple weeks. But that happens every time Call of Duty comes out. But we'll see. I'm having a hard time getting really excited about it because I know I'm not going to be able to play much in January when the baby comes. Like me and Haley are going to take our paternity leave and really spend the first month with Gracie. And then after that, I'll be right back in the mix again. But we got 2 good months leading up to it.
I mean, I think it's just fun playing Search and Destroy again just because Dead Silence is back and you're able to just run. And that's just the best part.
And I haven't even gotten to experience how much fun that'll be.
Oh,
because I didn't play the beta.
I was just soaring around, ump in hand. Just like you could just get lost again on the map. And it's just the best. So much fun. Get one and get lost. And that's all I was doing.
Yeah, man. And that's something that Call of Duty's been missing for a very long time. It's funny, man. I'm excited to watch LA Thieves compete this year. And I don't want anybody to take this situation out of context. But I find it hilarious that the year that we changed the roster, let the players go in the offseason, Octane retires, Kenny to Optic, this, that, and the other, draws it a phase, we probably would have had one of the best teams for Red Dots to be back on the mini-map again, Dead Silence available, you know, that Call of Duty that the boys, it wasn't the same in Vanguard, but it was pretty similar, at least from that perspective. So I really can't wait, though, for these young kids to shut some people up. You know, I'm not expecting results, immediately.
Yeah.
But these kids are young, hungry, and I really do think having players that don't have these really old school habits and mentality of how approaching the game. I'm not saying that our team had bad intentions, but you know, Call of Duty just weathers you down and you just get scarred. So your attitude changes about how you approach scrims and how much is on the line when you step into a tournament every single month. So I just can't wait to see how they respond. You know, Cammy's been around for a while now, but Ghosty, Afro, and
I'm so looking forward to watching them play.
Joe Deceives, they got something to prove, which I think you really can't understate enough what that chip on your shoulder feels like.
And then pair them with Cap and Shane to help lead. It's gonna be so much fun to watch. I'm so looking forward to getting it started and having some underdogs. Like the thrill of winning when you go in and they really have a pop off experience is gonna be like, holy crap! Like, let's go.
Every match is gonna be life or death, you know, at least the way I'll be invested in it, because we just don't know what to expect. So I'm excited to feel that, like,
I'm excited
adrenaline again
for esports I know we're going to go through the holiday season, but then once everything starts kicking back into gear, that's going to be a lot of fun. But I mean, you talked about it a bit. It's go time with gaming content creation. I just played Spider-Man 2, so much fun. I just watched 3 hours straight of God of War Ragnarok ending reacts last night. That's what I did.
Is there a new God of War coming out?
No, I just was reminiscing because, like, Spider-Man 2 was very, very good.
I heard it wasn't that good. You couldn't even go in the subways.
Okay, here we go. We couldn't even get a New York City hot dog.
You like that?
All that shit. I was dying at that, bro.
People were like, relevant.
People were like, they said, this is the game you wanted to play, and crossed out Spider. It just said Man 2, because you just wanted the normal experience of being a New Yorker?
It would be kind of dope exploring the subway, though. All the tunnels. Okay.
Have you been in the New York City subways, like, ever in your life?
That's what I'm saying, bro. You imagine go down there with superpowers. Do whatever you want.
It's nothing to
pushing people into trains,
loving.
pulling them with my web.
You'd be pushing people into trains?
Yeah.
You're on a list now. But just by saying that.
You can't, like, take a left turn with Spider-Man and turn into Venom or something? Just start murking people?
I'm not saying a single spoiler.
Okay. I've got a brand new PlayStation 5 just ready to be...
I'm not saying a spoiler. Maybe Venom's playable.
Right.
You'll have to.
I'm glad you had fun playing it.
It was a lot of fun, and it's made me very excited. We have Fortnite Chapter 1 this week. Yes. Funny enough, I just watched the top Fortnite Chapter 1 clips, and a couple of your OG Fortnite clips were in it, and it's just so funny seeing Fortnite Nadeshot. Because I know that everyone played it at that time, but it just looks like an alternate universe version of you when I see you on Fortnite.
Yeah, that was short-lived, but man, did I have fun.
The game was great back then, and you killed Cloaksy.
I did kill Cloaksy, and I beat Noah J's ass on stage at the Pro-Am.
True.
It was straight up one-on-one box fight.
Remember how hot your setup was from it being in the sun?
Oh, brother. it was like I could have baked an egg in there or something.
Oh, dude, easily.
That didn't make sense.
Oh, that's all right.
If I had a fresh plate of, like, cake batter by the end of the stream, we would have had a birthday cake.
I was there you go.
I think it got worse.
That's okay. I was laughing because some people at 100 Thieves were asking me about it, and they were going, is this like on purpose? You know, the release time of this, Call of Duty's got their big game release. There's new seasons coming out for Apex. They always line up because they always, if one's going to have a big update and pull people away, the other games are going to think, how do we keep our player base on?
It's also Q4 too.
It's Q4. And what Fortnite's about to do in these next 5 weeks is going to be just so much fun, because a lot of people don't know that it's re-releasing with Chapter 1 Season 5, which was probably like the peak Fortnite player count of all time, the summer of 2018. But then every 5 to 6 days, I think it's currently scheduled to be, they're jumping to the next season. Chapter 1 Season 6, Chapter 1 Season 7, Chapter 1 Season 8. So basically every week leading up to the release of Chapter 5, the future of Fortnite, which is on the first week of December, is going to be the OG Fortnite seasons, just like the full experience of getting again.
I mean, first of all, that sounds like a very well thought through plan out of Epic Games, but didn't they bring the original map back at some point already? I feel like this has happened before.
They brought back Tilted once in certain pieces. They brought back retail
POIs.
But I mean, this is the full dive in, because the villain in the game right now, Kato Thorne's time travel machine, brought us back in time.
Man,
So
you think they'll have no build for the OG map?
yeah, it's confirmed.
Oh wow!
No,
I
I
might
think
go dabble with that a little bit. Then
I think that's everyone's plan. I think Epic knows Chapter 5 is about to be crazy. So let's get all eyes on the game again. We're gonna have the first event we've had in over a year because Fortnite's kind of done away with live events, which sucks. But it's ending with an event. Chapter 5 releasing. It's gonna be a fun and pretty crazy month. And like apparently all the original items, like the full experience. So
I'm really curious to see how people are going to spend their time over the next couple months gaming. It'll be fun. And you know what? I think people sort of don't take into account that this happens pretty often where there's just lulls in gaming. You know what I mean? Like you're waiting on new releases, games that you're playing have gotten kind of stale.
be careful.
Why?
Because if you're going down the route that this was we just went through a gaming lull, this hasn't been, you've been waiting for stuff, you're going to get cooked.
Why do you think that is?
Because I think it's now pretty well established out there that 2023 has been the best year of games since 2007.
I suppose. If
you're going down the FPS route, that's one thing. But
yes. What my point is that there hasn't been a massive polarizing moment where everybody just I just think that the gaming community has been split up in a million different pieces because everybody's time is being spent somewhere else. Like I'll have friends that are like locked into Apex Legends while my other friends are playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Once everybody that was playing Counter-Strike wants to play Apex, they basically just swap games. And I just think that everybody's time has been, really diluted because there's just so many options and everybody's just been so split up. But I hope in the near future that there's like one game where everybody has to play because they want to, they need to.
I mean, those were the fun times. Even with the release of the announcement of Chapter 1, I signed on Fortnite and I had like 30 friends online and I hadn't seen that outside of just like the core Fortnite creators. It's those are those best moments where it's every day you're just like, dude, everyone's on this game. Everyone knows what's going on. People are hopping from stream to stream to watch people playing all across the board. But no, the year's going to end really strong. I hope you hop into some single player experience here and there. I would do some disgusting things to watch you play Elden Ring or God of War Ragnarok, and we've had this conversation 75 times.
I know, man. No, I'm not even kidding. Every time I look at this PlayStation 5 in my house, I think of you because I just feel like I've let you down and disappointed you for how many times I've told you I was going to play God of War, Spider-Man.
God of War 1 and 2. Yeah, or 2018 and Ragnarok. Yes, you have let me down, and I'm still going through therapy about that. Especially now as you're becoming a dad, it's literally a story about a father and it's his child, so that makes it even more impactful.
Who's a boy?
In the game, it's a boy. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I'm having a girl, Jack.
Okay, my bad.
You've heard.
My bad. But Teep and Merc just got done playing it, and they both loved it. So.
We'll see. I don't know. My ADHD goes off the charts, dude. If I can't, we'll see.
I know.
But I did play Elder Scrolls on the first like Xbox 360 release, and I loved it. And I played Skyrim years later, and I loved it.
There you go. I mean, I
just need to compete. I can't fucking compete.
I know. Your competition goes crazy.
Somebody needs to win. Somebody needs to lose.
So you're just staying in Los Angeles for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm on lockdown, dude. DEFCON 1.
That's the highest level, right?
It is.
I've been watching a lot lately. Survivor
is like a backbone of America at this point.
45 seasons.
Oh my God.
And each season's $1 million prize. And Jeff Probst apparently gets paid $250,000 an episode. And they do 2 seasons a year.
I loved The Amazing Race as a kid.
It's back.
I'm in on that.
And they're 90-minute episodes. I see it every time because I watch on Paramount Plus, not an ad.
Dude, I'll tell you what, Netflix fucking ruined everything for modern day TV consumption because I am just so programmed to expect an entire season release when the show comes out. And now most of my favorite shows are on Apple Plus, and they got this week-to-week episode release, and it's just driving me crazy. I just feel like I'm being cucked every time I get to the end of an episode. They leave us on a fucking...
We're about to get that in 10 days with For All Mankind coming back.
Oh, God.
And it's going to probably be one of those episodes where it's episode 1, they drag you right back in, and then we got to wait a full week.
Well, you know what? We've become somewhat disciplined. Like Jujutsu Kaisen, we were watching up until like the 3rd episode of season 2, and we're like, I can't do it. So I have muted like all Jujutsu Kaisen on social media so I don't see it. And we've got, I think right now we've got like 5 episodes stockpiled up. I keep trying to get Haley to pull the trigger and watch them, but I know, you know, it's me really just kind of teasing because I do want to wait. So I have just back to back marathon.
This was a question I actually had for you. Was there any, did you have to fight fire from Haley from us watching the Logan Paul boxing match at your baby shower? Okay, thank goodness. Because that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
She was actually happy that it happened because it just gave everybody something to do.
I mean, we were having fun. I mean, listen, it was a fantastic time. I was laughing that we were all so locked in on this fight.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
That was a really fun day. Your guys' house is great for hosting. It was great. You know, it's nice how
I hate having parties there. I hope Haley just stops.
Well, we actually laughed about this on the car ride home. Like, it's been a great amount of celebrating Matt and Haley, but you know who wants to celebrate Matt and Haley the least for at least the next 6 months is Matt.
Bro, I had like second-hand embarrassment while we were sending out baby shower invites. I'm like, honey, I know that we did it all too much at one time, and we fucked up for sure, but we just had everybody fly to our wedding, and now like 2 months later we're having everybody come back to celebrate the baby. Like, what are we gonna talk? We got nothing to talk about.
I was crying. I can't go because I'm at F1, but I was crying that Rich and Ellen's baby shower invite was your guys' house.
Yeah, well,
and you guys are great. And no,
we're making an exception, but my biggest issue too is that when Haley has these parties, she's like, "Oh, honey, you're not gonna have to lift a finger," and then it's like 2 days before, and all of a sudden I got a full-time job trying to get this house ready for the party. She does the majority of the work, but I'm just like, honey, this is why I don't like hosting.
No, anytime you host a big party like that, it's always going to be, it kicks up and catches you off guard.
That's just me being antisocial, I suppose.
No, I mean, hey. Yeah, that was
lazy.
Man, that was a lot of fun. We've had our fair share. Now I think you're on cooldown for a bit.
Oh, yeah. I am definitely going back to my introverted ways. I'm excited. Don't even look me in the eyes. What? Why are you grinning like that? What's going on?
I'm just excited for you.
There's got to be some joke coming.
No, I had no joke, seriously.
Oh.
Well, I was going to laugh because Joe and I talked the other night at Notch Party that we saw a ghost and we got a, what are you guys up to today text. I saw that on my phone. That's what happened.
Dude, it was the end of the act. Valorant, I was playing with Formal for like 6 hours. He decided to get off. I'm like, dude, what happened to grinding? And then I had a headache. I'm like, Haley's gone for the entire day. She was gone until 11 p.m.
Sheesh.
I'm like, what should I do? And then I realized like nobody really had any plans, but you guys were all going to a Halloween party
we
that
had
night.
plans, but I knew we were going out to. I was like, come hang out. Like, if you want to pregame with us, I know you're not going out.
Yeah, bro. I've really enjoyed like not going to parties too.
Hey,
once you're like comfortable with just your everyday being spent like in your own world, which I definitely miss my friends, and I don't want to be so far removed that they don't think or nobody thinks that I don't want to spend time. It's just a lot of the events that we go to, it just involves like drinking late at night and waking up and ruining your entire day. And now that I don't really drink that much because of Haley being pregnant, I'm up at 5:30 every morning and in bed at 9 p.m. It just sounds like, am I really going to fuck everything up?
Go
to a party where I can't hear anybody talking?
I started my night by drinking a Juvie Redacted and ended my night by drinking a Juvie Redacted, and I felt chipper the next day.
You drank a Juvie before bed?
A Juvie Redacted. Think.
Oh, turn me up.
And I felt great. Coming soon.
Retweet.
That's a plug. That was a plug.
X marks the spot.
And this painting's here.
DK, the GOAT.
This is insane. I think the craziest part of this is that this was his first time painting.
With acrylics.
So what's the plan with this? Wasn't this...
I think we're giving it away.
Being given away?
Because you signed it.
Yeah. How do people win? Do we not know? The way you can win this is by watching this episode 50 times in full and then tweeting Heineken Silver, proof of you buying Heineken Silver.
What do you think about my signature? You know,
it's great. I know you've changed it a few times since in the past few years.
It's
right?
kind of like a crosshair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, it's like it happened really quickly where all of a sudden people wanted like gamers' signatures when you go to events and stuff. But every, at least professional Call of Duty player just writes their name in like chicken scratch print. And I'm like, it just doesn't look good. And I've been wanting to change my signature for a while.
Yeah, I hate when people sign it with just chicken scratch print.
Case in point.
Oh man, my signature is embarrassing.
Case and point.
Maybe I'll get on it one day. So, Matt, I think we're coming to a close here soon.
Okay.
Let's do this more times soon.
I'm excited. Yeah, man. Whenever you want to film. I miss film podcasts, I think we actually, for what it's worth, I think they're already all scheduled. So perfect.
You don't have to lift a finger.
I'm trying to think if there was anything that I want to talk about today that we didn't.
Have you seen Killers of the Flower Moon yet?
No, not yet. It's 3 hours and 26 minutes long, and trying to get a pregnant woman who pees every 30 minutes to go. I might try to
win that
Haley
battle
to see the
Taylor Swift movie.
We're not seeing the Taylor Swift movie.
Wow.
Man, it's kind of crazy turn of events like this. There's been some rumblings that this entire relationship was just a PR stunt. Did you see that?
I mean,
Travis Kelce's PR manager posted a photo.
Well, yeah, I mean, that seems just like a stupid
with a clown over Taylor Swift's face. Yeah, how do you work in PR and decide to go out of your way?
But it was also like her birthday. I bet that was like a faded, add to story. I'm giving her the benefit that she was faded. No, she's done for. She's fired, but she should be fired.
I'll tell you, what was funny? We were having a conversation about Taylor Swift, and Brooke was there. And I think this was at your house a couple weeks back. And I don't dislike Taylor Swift. I just have never listened to her music. And so when I see just the mob mentality around it, which Swifties, I'm not.
You're not our target audience.
Yeah, I think she's talented. I just have never got into her music. And I'll tell you what, I did not realize how much Brooke loved Taylor Swift because she looked genuinely upset with me when we started talking about it.
Oh, yeah, no, you are lucky you didn't get stabbed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, I took Lauren to go. Laz, shout out Laz. He had tickets that were front and center IMAX. He knew Lauren loves Taylor Swift, so we went. Opening weekend. It was the most fun I've ever had at a movie theater.
Really?
It was awesome because everyone there is up and dancing. It's 8K camera quality of her concert. You have all the great movie snacks you want. People are literally everyone's I say out too late. Just loving it. Great vibes, great energy. You're not I have to stay here. I can't miss a moment. Let me hold my pee in. I just quickly go to the bathroom. It was a free dub of a date night. I mean, shit. So
maybe I should surprise Haley.
I mean, it was just fun. There's no pressure. Everyone there was just having the time of their life. And you better believe when Shake It Off turned it on, my ass was up out of that seat.
It's like surprising those kids on TikTok, we're going to Disneyland. When? Today. And then they go to the airport.
Yes.
I tell Haley we wake up. We're going to see a Taylor Swift movie.
You better believe
She gets ready to go. We sit down. Bang. 10 minutes of previews. Straight into Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm like, honey, they must have got the roll of film mixed up.
Yeah, oh, man.
I don't think we should get up and go ask.
You said it was 8 months pregnant, right?
Huh?
You said she's 8 months pregnant?
Yeah.
That's the wrath of God at that point.
Nah.
You pull one of those, she turns.
Listen, I'll tell you this, and you might think I got a gun pointed at me or I'm not telling the truth. Haley has been the most even-keeled woman I've ever met in my life prior to pregnancy. And with the pregnancy on the way, I was like, okay, what are these hormones? Is she going to be...
Yeah.
Am I going to be guessing every time I come home?
You got to send some feelers out there.
Brother, she is just so... she's just herself. And it's once a month. Actually, I shouldn't say that because people are going to think of the menstrual cycle. But it's only once a month where Haley has a bad day. And she's not even mean. She's just not herself. And I can tell immediately. So I know how to diffuse the situation pretty quickly. What I love about Haley is she's very nurturing, but she's an easy laugh. She laughs at everything, and she just finds the world funny. I'm like, honey, you have no idea how hard it is to get me to truly laugh. But I know how to just
That is the best part of hanging out with Haley, is that I just have someone that will find 95% of what I say funny. And some of my favorite days in LA that I've had is when my jokes are just making Haley just keep laughing.
Oh,
and I just leave. I feel like I just know I've got her going the whole time, and it's the best.
Like you just sold out the Apollo, dude.
Oh, dude, it is so much fun, man. It is so much fun.
When we first started dating, I was like, hey, you're laughing a little too hard at some of these jokes, honey. Like from anybody and everybody. I'm like, do you actually think I'm funny, or is this, what's going on here?
It's all a ruse.
Yeah, no, she's the best. I hope Gracie has her sense of humor so that she enjoys the world we live in a little bit more instead of a cold morgue pit of despair. I don't know why, but I just can't, like, I've probably hysterically laughed like once in the last 5 years. We gotta figure that out, dude. You need to write some new material.
I have been there for like 7 of those. You've done more than one.
All right, maybe
It's also tough to find joy in the world when you're getting called a fucking boomer by 14-year-olds that have enough nicotine coursing through their veins that they could sterilize a horse.
Well, I match that for sure.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're going to have a negative outlook on the world when your scope is Immo Valo lobbies, as they say.
I am immortal.
You are. There's one thing that's immortal. It's your gameplay. And the fact that Heineken Silver is a fantastic light beer.
Heineken Silver is a radiant quality, dude. Radiant.
Heineken Silver is the greatest thing to ever happen to me. Actually, that was probably being friends with Ninja, but then close second is Heineken Silver. With only 2.9 carbs and 95 calories. It's a world-class light beer that has all the taste with no bitter endings. It's like loading up Fortnite Chapter 1 with the boys all over again and clutching that victory royale.
Honestly, first week of OG Fortnite release, you probably pay for Gracie's cows right there and then.
On which channel?
I'll be showing up like a fucking...
Shit. Heineken Silver's unlike other light beers you've tried because it delivers on taste, so try some new crisp and refreshing Heineken Silver today. Must be 21 plus. Guys, we love you. More episodes actually like fully confirmed soon. And I think Gracie, born, mom and baby, once, you know, they're all locked in and healthy, we get Gracie and Haley, boom, right on the podcast. I want Gracie going on the podcast.
Give her some water.
That shit would go crazy. You know what it's like? You know where they like ask it's like, oh, predict the NBA finals, and like the dog like hits it in the hoop.
Yeah.
We can be like, Gracie, who's gonna win this? And she's like, and then we just like throw $1,000 on it.
We definitely
like let's see if Gracie makes us rich. Brother, if this baby is born and you don't got a vlog camera in the room,
I think she already gave us all her luck. The name of the production truck at the Hole-In-One Challenge was named Gracie.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Bro.
That was crazy. But
what are the odds of that? And we got the Hole-In-One?
I really feel
Gracie's with us right now.
I really feel like we haven't had enough conversation. You are not locked in enough on this family channel. It's time to go, bro.
Brother, I'm not even kidding. Getting delivered today. I've got 4 SD cards.
Okay.
A new microphone for my FX3.
Okay.
I had to throw away my tripod in Mexico because they wouldn't let me bring it through whatever
Customs,
their security TSA is. And this guy just throws in the trash. I'm like, dude, I'm okay with you taking it, but you should keep that. I'm like, mucho dinero.
Yeah.
I shit you not. He's like, oh, we're not allowed to. I'm like, find a way.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like a $600 carbon fiber.
Damn.
Best tripod I ever used. Home. But I'm ready to go, bro. I organized my office yesterday. I used my Sunday very productively. Sent emails.
Wow.
We got to get out of here. I'm rambling. Good night.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Goodbye. We love you all.